It's 3 p.m. You're sitting in a room with nothing to do. No phone, no screen, no book. Just you and a wall. Within 90 seconds, something in your brain starts to itch. A restless, crawling feeling. You do almost anything to make it stop. That feeling is boredom. And you hate it so much that in one study, people chose to give themselves painful electric shocks rather than sit alone with their thoughts for 15 minutes. That's a real study. We'll come back to it. But here's the strange part. That itch you're so desperate to escape, it might be the single most useful feeling your brain produces, and a world without it would quietly fall apart. Let's start with what boredom actually is. Most people think boredom means you have nothing to do. Wrong. You can be surrounded by things to do and still be bored out of your mind. Boredom isn't the absence of activity, it's the absence of meaning. Your brain is telling you this. Whatever this is, it isn't worth your attention. Find something better. In 2012, a psychologist named John Eastwood defined boredom as the state of wanting to be engaged, but being unable to. You're not tired. You're not lazy. You're a mind with nowhere good to point itself. Boredom is a signal. And like all signals, it's there for a reason. To understand that reason, you have to look at what boredom made humans do for the last 300,000 years. Because it turns out, boredom might be the reason you exist at all. Picture an early human. Food's handled, shelter's fine, nothing's chasing them. They have hours of empty time and nothing forcing them to fill it. An animal in that situation does one thing. It rests. It conserves energy. It waits. Humans did the opposite. Humans got bored, and a bored brain doesn't rest. It pokes. It fiddles. It asks, what happens if I do this? It picks up two rocks and hits them together. It notices sharper edges cut better. It wonders what's over that hill. It scratches a shape into a cave wall for no survival reason at all. In 1994, explorers found a cave in southern France covered in paintings. Lions, rhinos, horses, 30,000 years old. Nobody needed those paintings to survive. Someone made them because sitting still with an unoccupied mind was unbearable. Every tool, every story, every invention in human history traces back to the same engine. A brain that could not stand being understimulated. Boredom is the itch that built the world. So now, imagine you delete it permanently. Here's where your life starts to unravel. You wake up one morning and the itch is gone. Forever. You can now do anything for any length of time and feel completely fine. Sounds like a superpower. For about a day, it is. You wash the same dish for 20 minutes. It's fine. You stare at a blank wall through your whole lunch break. Also fine. Your friend cancels plans, and you sit in an empty room until the sun goes down. Genuinely, completely fine. And that's the problem. Because the thing that used to push you off the couch is gone. Boredom was the hand on your back saying, this isn't enough. Go find better. Remove the hand, and you just stop. You don't get restless. You don't seek. You don't reach for anything more. People assume a life without boredom would be full of energy and focus. It's the opposite. Without boredom, you'd be perfectly content doing nothing meaningful forever. And content doing nothing is not peace. It's a slow, comfortable death of everything that makes you you. But it gets stranger, because losing boredom doesn't just make you passive. it quietly rewires who you're capable of becoming.
Here's something researchers have tested directly. In 2014, a study had people do the most boring task imaginable, copying numbers out of a phone book, before a creativity test. The bored group came up with far more creative ideas than the group that skipped the boredom. Being bored first made people more inventive after. There's a reason. When your mind has nothing to grab onto, it starts to wander. And a wandering mind connects things that a focused mind never would. Your best ideas, the shower thought, the random 2 a.m. connection, the wait, what if, almost never come while you're busy. They come in the empty space. Boredom is the doorway to daydreaming, and daydreaming is where imagination actually lives. Delete boredom, and you don't just lose the discomfort. You lose the daydream. You lose the wandering. You lose the part of your mind that invents things. Think about where you get your best ideas. In the shower, on a walk, lying awake. Never at your desk grinding. Always in the boring gaps. Those gaps are the point. And there's one more thing boredom quietly protects you from. The one nobody sees coming.
So here's the part that actually helps you. Boredom isn't a bug to fix. It's a door. And every time you feel that restless itch and immediately reach for your phone, you shut the door before anything can walk through it. The next time you're bored, waiting in line, sitting on a bus, lying awake, try something that feels almost impossible now. Do nothing. Let it be uncomfortable. Let your mind wander with nowhere to go. That discomfort you feel, that's not a problem. That's your mind clearing its throat, about to say something interesting. But it can only speak in the silence. A life with no boredom sounds like a dream. It's actually a mind that never gets to think.
Remember that itch from the very start? The one you do anything to escape? Now you know what it is. It's not your enemy. It's the oldest, most creative part of you, asking for room to move. You don't want to never feel bored again. You want to remember what your mind does when you finally let it. So put the phone down for 10 minutes today. Be bored on purpose. See what shows up. Worst case, nothing happens. Best case, you have an idea nobody else on earth has had. If this made you want to stare at a wall for a bit, good. Drop a like and comment the last good idea you had while doing absolutely nothing. Next video, what if you could never forget anything again? Turns out forgetting isn't a flaw. It's the only reason you can function at all. Subscribe. See you in the next one.